Hey everyone, so this is going to be part one of my introduction to nodes and where we're looking at how to build a node empire. For new players you might find this useful. If you are a veteran though, chances are you're probably already familiar with the node system and you probably know a lot more than me as well. I haven't got a great in-depth knowledge of nodes and the best nodes to set up. However, throughout this video series I am going to be progressing and learning myself, so any feedback and information you guys want to give me, I'll definitely take that on board. Alpha's got some really great people that are really familiar with the node system and life skills, so I'm learning more and more every day, and I'm definitely going to start passing that on to you guys throughout these videos. So before we even touch the nodes, we're going to have a look at our workers. So to have any kind of passive income and set up any useful nodes, you're going to want to set up a bunch of workers to begin with. So the first thing that you want to do once you get to Velia and you've got a reasonable amount of CP, probably around sort of the 30 to 40 mark, and before that you might struggle, however you can get started beforehand if you want to. And what you're going to want to do to begin with is pick up the extra lodgings. So depending on where you are at this point in time and what you're looking at in terms of your node setups that you're about to do will dictate how many workers you need. So to pick up lodgings, you just need to come into this screen. On the world map, you go to the top option, which is enter, and you're looking for these three buildings at the bottom, and you're just going to pick up your lodgings here. Literally upgrade them to 2 stars on all of them, and you're going to be able to hold a bunch more workers here. So for every tier, you get to hold extra workers. Completely self-explanatory, it says it there in the description for you as well. Once you've got the extra lodgings and you're ready to start hiring workers, you're going to come over here to the work supervisor Santo Manzi. Now hiring workers is completely RNG. Every time you talk to this guy and choose the worker exchange, choose contract workers, it's going to offer you the choice to hire a worker for 5 energy. As soon as you choose that, it's going to pop a random worker up on the screen for you. Now what you're looking for here is to pick up a skilled worker. Skilled workers are blue. You don't really want to pick up anything from a lower tier. You definitely don't want to be picking up the grey tiers either. So what I'm going to do is cycle through these and see what we got. So goblin worker here. I'm going to re-roll again. Got a giant and a skilled goblin. So the main reason that we want skilled workers is because they have massively higher stats than the workers below them. Also, in terms of the tier list, the steps up from skilled are professional and then artisan. Artisan being the absolute best that you can get in terms of workers and what you should be aiming for in the future. Now what we can do with skilled workers and workers in general is once they hit level 10, 20 and 30, we can actually upgrade them through the promotion test. The test takes 24 hours for them to process. During that time the workers are unavailable, however if they pass the test they will go up a tier. So using skilled workers we tend to get them to level 20. They've then got 2 chances to pass the test. If they don't pass on either one of those and they don't go up to at least professional, then we'll get rid of the worker and hire a new one. Now when it comes to the worker types, we've actually got 3 different types of workers. So you've got your giants, your humans and your goblins. For simplicity's sake, we're going to break this down to the very basics. Your giants have the longest amount of stamina, or the highest amount of stamina, so they can go the longest time working on a node without being fed or given beer, which is how you regen their stamina. For this trade-off though, they're incredibly slow. So although they can work for a longer period of time, they're not going to gather as much as the other 2 will. Humans are in between. Humans aren't as slow as the giants, but they have less stamina. So they work a bit faster, they have less stamina. They also have a higher luck value, and overall are pretty much the perfect middle ground for anybody that's just looking for workers to carry on while they're asleep overnight, or to carry out a little bit of work while you're away doing your job during the day. The next ones that we've got are your goblins. Now goblins are a lot faster. For people that have a lot of time to invest into this game and can micromanage their workers, goblins are usually the best bet. Although a healthy mix of goblins and humans are good, goblins are going to net you the most income in terms of raw materials purely because of their speed. However, their stamina is considerably lower, and because it's this much lower, you're going to have to constantly be looking to regen their stamina, either through beer or through chicken meat, just to make sure you can keep them going. It's worth noting at this time as well that for your workers to carry on working while you're away from your Xbox, you do need to leave the console turned on. If you're not willing to do this, then pretty much go all out goblins and just have them run while you're playing the game. But that's the very basics of workers. Once you've picked up a couple of skilled workers and you've got your lodgings, then you're ready to look at setting up your nodes. Now, as I've touched on already, you're going to need either beer or chicken to feed your workers. Now, you can get this off the marketplace. However, what we're going to do is use our first couple of nodes to make sure that we have a constant supply of the materials needed to make these. The good thing is that we can get them readily available right around the corner from Velia. So what we're going to do is go ahead now and look at the first initial nodes that you should be investing in whenever you start up this. So just to the east, we've got Finto Farm, and this is going to be the first node that we put our points into. It's going to take 2 contribution for the farm itself. We're then also going to put chicken meat and potato farming. I'll explain a little bit more on why we want the chicken meat and the potato in a second. The next one that we're going to pick up is Bartoli Farm. Again, we're going to invest in this. We're going to pick up the chicken meat, pick up the potato farm. And then the third one, we're going to come right over here and pick up the potato farming again. Just going to invest in all of these. And those are the first initial 3 nodes. Now the reason for this is, as I've already said, you can feed your workers beer or bird meat to recover their stamina. So what we're aiming to do with these initial nodes is make sure that we have a self-sustaining workforce. And trust me, these 3 nodes are pretty much going to carry you throughout the rest of the game in terms of what you need to make these items. The great thing about this as well is that these items also are going to help you to level your processing skill and your cooking. So these are 2 of the life skills that you're probably going to want to use later on to make money as well. So we're passively gathering the materials, and then what we can do is, while our workers are away working and we're at work ourselves or asleep, we can then AFK process or AFK cook and get those passive life skill gains as well. Sounds good, right? Very simple, very easy start. So what we're going to do is go ahead and get our workers on this as well. So we're going to go onto the node and go to manage work. Now if you press the left and the right bumpers, it's going to cycle between what's currently available. So chicken meat and potato. What you want to do is always press the Y button. You want to select all and then confirm. You want them to be working as much as possible. You're going to do that for both the chicken and the potato. You're then going to come down and do exactly the same on here. We're going to do the same for the chicken and potato. And then on the last farm as well, this time the only thing that you're going to need to do is just the potato on that one. So really simple, and just 5 workers to get started. Now the great thing about these nodes is that they're going to keep you with a constant flow of these items, but it's also going to provide you with eggs. So the chicken nodes also give you eggs. Eggs are going to be a real gateway material that you're going to need to further level up your cooking later. So grabbing these now is really good. And you're going to get those passively just by gathering the chicken meat. So this is where you want to start. It's a very low CP start. There's nothing more to it and there's nothing complex about it. As I said, this is a very simple, easy introduction to nodes. The very first couple of nodes that you want to pick up, and a little bit of a reasoning why. Also touched on the fact that you should only be recruiting your skilled workers, nothing below that, and looking to try and get them through that promotion test. If they don't manage to go up in a tier, then you get rid of them, pick up a new skilled worker, and repeat the process. Hope this has been some use to some of you. I know that this is going to be a little bit like teaching people how to suck eggs, especially for the veterans, but trust me, we are going to get into a lot more complex things as the video series goes on. As always, don't forget to hit that like button, give the channel a subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll be getting into some of the more interesting stuff as we get through the episodes in this video series.